For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal, immortal past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Incident banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Praise for the Jamaica Constabulary Service, and a number of regional police stations are being asked to emulate that law enforcement agency. Also coming up in the broadcast, the big fuss about Edmund Estifan, if he has changed allegiance from the United Workers' Party to the St. Lucia Labour Party. Much to do about nothing. And of course, we have a whole lot more between now and 2 o'clock this afternoon on this, the most monitored talk show in the world. NewsSpin is on Power 97.9 FM. The broadcast is also on the NewsSpin Facebook page as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel. Don't forget to like the video, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and click the notification bell. As usual, you will be included in the discussion by calling 452-2979, 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. In the United States, the whole discussion now is about political violence because of the killing of a conservative activist and influential Trump ally. This guy was killed yesterday whilst he was having discussion with some university students. That's at the Utah Valley University. He's a bit of a polarizing figure. Individual is very controversial. If you, in the main, you're zealot and a high well-known supporter of Donald Trump, you will be very controversial in terms of your rhetoric, in terms of your positions you take on certain things. Certainly you will be saying certain things that would not meet the approval of the Democrats. And so maybe because of what he has been saying, maybe because of his position on many things, that is why he was shot and killed yesterday. But as much as discussions are heated, as much as you do not see eye to eye with an individual based on their political positions, based on their philosophies, that is no reason at all to want to kill people based on their positions, based on the party that they are aligned to, based on their thinking, based on their ideology. You ought not to suppress their freedom of speech and their freedom of association. And what can we learn from this? Because in St. Lucia, we take a lot of things for granted, and we do not learn from the mistakes of others. All you have to do is to hack back to the period when countries like Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, and to a less extent Guyana, were just about the only countries in the Caribbean that were reporting a high rate of criminal activity. St. Lucia definitely was not that kind of country that you could have associated with a homicide rate of about, 41.8% or 41.8 to every 100,000 people in terms of murders. But that's where we are right now. And we did not learn from Jamaica. We did not learn from Trinidad and Tobago. So there's a lot that we can learn from the United States as far as political violence is concerned. The United States, 4 U.S. presidents have been assassinated. You've had a number of persons serving in Congress, whether it's on the Republican side or the Democratic side, being assassinated, being shot, injured in some cases, and killed. Can you forget about Reverend Martin Luther King, assassinated in April of 1968? John F. Kennedy, assassinated 2 months later, same year. Now, in St. Lucia, I think we are onto something. As far as the need for us to lower the temperature. And there isn't any need for me to identify those people who can be cited as individuals who use intemperate language in our society, whether it's on television, whether it's on radio, whether when they are on the political hustings. No need to focus on the personalities. Let's focus on the issue. We need to temper our rhetoric. We need to respect each other's views and opinions, and we ought not to be threatening to beat people. This is happening for too long. It has been happening for too long, and it is happening too often in this country, because if we do not cease that kind of practice, that kind of behavior, then we will be reaping the whirlwind very, very soon, because you get a sense that some people have so much invested in the politics that if they lose their seats, if they cannot be part of a government, then everything for them is not worth living. And so they are desperate and they will do anything to hold on to power or to gain power. Gaining political power ought not to be at the expense of our democracy and at the expense of people's lives. We need certainly to ensure that we bring this under some level of control. Be passionate. Sell your ideas to the electorate. But in the process, do not engage in character assassination. Do not try to stifle the freedom of people, the freedom to speak, and the freedom to associate with whichever party that an individual wants to associate with. And we're seeing it every day. Politicians swing from party to party as if they're in the forest. They swing from party to party, and for them, that is their right. And if you swing from the UWP to the SLP, the politicians there will embrace you. And all of a sudden, you're not seen as an opponent. You are a comrade. And the same happens if you swing from the SLP to the UWP. Which takes me to Edmund Estifan, former government minister, served in at least, 2 United Workers' Party administrations, and served on the opposition benches as well. My information is, it's unconfirmed, I have not called Mr. Estifan on this, but it is being suggested that he wanted to contest the Dennery South seat in the upcoming general election, and maybe the constituency group, the hierarchy of the party, supporters, etc., thought that Mr. Ben Emil was the better candidate. My information is, again, he promised or he threatened to support the current MP, Mr. Alfred Prosper. And just recently, Tuesday to be exact, there was this St. Lucia Labour Party town hall meeting, and his brother John Paul Estifan, who is now the candidate for Bapano on a St. Lucia Labour Party ticket, called him, and we saw him dressed in red, his red cap, etc., which gives the impression he is possibly now a supporter of the St. Lucia Labour Party. What's so surprising about that? After all, Kenny Anthony has been saying this to us for a while. And as a matter of fact, it is part of our intro. And if you have missed it, here is what Dr. Kenny Anthony has been saying for a few years now on this program.
For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never ever be surprised by what happens in politics. For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
So for a lot of those politicians, I will not say all, but it's acting out of convenience for some of them. It is all about what they can gain from politics. It is not about providing human service to people who are dispossessed, people who are poor, people who are defenseless, people who cannot take care of themselves, people who cannot represent their interests, and so on. So I'm not surprised if that is the case, that all of a sudden Mr. Estifan was last few years, last few decades, very, very critical of the St. Lucia Labour Party. Now, in his wisdom, believes that this is the right party to run the affairs of St. Lucia. Let's listen to him speaking during a political activity of the UWP in August of 2023.
Every time we start making a little progress in St. Lucia, the Labour Party becomes very desperate. So, poor little St. Lucia is plagued. Poor little St. Lucia is plagued by evil. And another thing about Labour Party, they're not easy, you know. When you see they want power, when you see they want reign of government, they do anything. They would do any and everything to get power. Including, and you know, that is like a big elephant in the room, including all the evil that they do around St. Lucia. These guys are dangerous.
These guys are dangerous. So, and if it's true, he's now part of those guys who he deemed to be quite dangerous. And that is Edmund Estifan. That is his right as well to associate with the St. Lucia Labour Party. And in the Constitution of St. Lucia, he has that right. No one can take it away from him. The political leader of the St. Lucia Labour Party, meanwhile, has been saying more. He's predicting that more supporters, more officials, maybe former candidates of the United Workers' Party, will jump ship and will change allegiance and will support the St. Lucia Labour Party. That's according to him.
To my comrades, Comrade Richard Frederick and Comrade Stevenson King. Because when they join our cabinet, and tonight, why so here? Tell me. Who did I see here? Who? Esther who? Tell them, put it in the pipe and Because this Labour Party, because of our work, because of how we treat people, because of what we have done for this country, we will have many more to come. And there are many more that will join the St. Lucia Labour Party. Many more.
SLP political leader and Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Philip JPM. And you know, in most things we have to use the right words when we're addressing certain issues. In politics, you have some opportunists. That's what you have, some opportunists. What is in it for them? But you, the people out there, the electorate, you don't seem to understand that. And you allow the politicians, whether it's on the side of the SLP or the UWP, to play a game with you, to mama guy you. There is a season for everything as far as those politicians are concerned. There is a season for one individual to tell you that the United Workers' Party is the best party to lead the affairs of St. Lucia, to run the affairs of St. Lucia, to preside over our business. That's when it suits them. Let me take for example, and let's be real. Mr. Stevenson King served in the previous United Workers' Party until the last moment, until the then Prime Minister set the date for elections. No sooner the election date was announced, he launched his blue wave. Out of convenience, he joined an administration of the St. Lucia Labour Party. Got the title of senior minister, and he's serving in the same ministry that he held before, infrastructure. And you guys who were diehard supporters of Mr. King, some of you were so disappointed, crestfallen. You could not believe that the gentleman did that to you. But he did not care about how you felt, not care about your feelings. It's all about him. So the politicians are sending a message to the voters. It's not about you. It's about them. It's about wanting to always hold on to the seat of power, irrespective. They will do whatever they have to do. Crime remains a major problem in this country. And again, never mind what you're hearing from the National Security Minister that we have a crime pandemic in the Caribbean. That is not the case. And Jamaica is proving that ever so often through the statistics, marked reduction in homicides for 2025. Not happening by accident. And it's not because Dr. Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister, is pumping millions or even billions of Jamaican dollars into the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Not only because of money that's being pumped. There's something more strategic, more scientific, that is resulting in a marked reduction in the crime rate in Jamaica. The island has recorded another homicide. Result of a fatal shooting which occurred at Active Hill in LUCELEC. Now the victim, unknown, and the police are still conducting investigations to ascertain who is that individual, but it is an adult male, and apparently he passed away at about 12:45 today. The body was found with multiple gunshot wounds. In time, we will have more information to share with you on that. But back to Jamaica. There was about 2 months ago a special ceremony which was held in that Caribbean nation. And addressing that ceremony is one Darren Simmons, who is the police commissioner of Bermuda and also the president of the Association of Caribbean Commissioners of Police. And he is full of praise. he has showered a lot of praise on the Jamaica police force.
Gang violence sadly ravages many of our islands. We have a homicide rate that is several times higher than the global average, and organized crime groups operate with sophistication that rival multinational corporations. They sometimes threaten the very foundations of our democracies. These aren't distant problems. They're knocking on each and every one of our doors every day. And here's where I find hope, and frankly, not even being Jamaican, a bit of pride. Your police force has shown us a way forward. Commissioner Blake and his team haven't just talked about transformation, they're delivering it. While our region grapples with rising violence, Jamaica has forged a new path. The numbers don't just speak, they shout about what is possible. A 44% reduction in murders, a 20% reduction in major crimes. The first quarter of 2025 recorded the lowest major crime figures in more than 25 years. And in May 2025, traditionally one of the most deadliest months, it has become the second lowest in over 2 decades. These changes are the envy of every Caribbean nation. Indeed, any police force the world over would celebrate numbers like these. Jamaica just hasn't improved. You've transformed the definition of what well-led, sufficiently funded, and I'm going to come back to that, a Caribbean police force can achieve. But here's what really matters. JCF didn't achieve this through enforcement alone. They have also built trust by focusing on people, quality, and technology, by recognizing that 21st century policing requires 21st century thinking. You see, communities don't just want warriors. They want partners. They don't just want occupiers, they want protectors, capable guardians. They don't want to fear the police, they want to trust the police with a healthy dose of respect. My friends, community confidence isn't just a nice to have. It's the very foundation of policing. When communities trust the police, they share information with the police. When they share information with the police, we, the police, solve more crimes. And when we solve more crimes, we build more trust. And that's the circle of community confidence that leads to successful policing. JCF are building trust with their communities. They are embracing transparency. They're making policing a partnership, not a battle, which is in contrast to what we've seen in some other jurisdictions, I might add. The JCF is peeling back layers. They're showing the community aspects of their police force that they've never seen before. They're engaging with you in new ways. It's what I call full-fat policing. Not diet, not skinny light. Full fat. Fat stands for fairness, accountability, and transparency. You heard it here first. Full fat policing. That partnership approach is the future of policing in the Caribbean. We stand at a crossroads. We can let criminal networks define our future, or we can follow Jamaica's lead and transform our region into the safe, prosperous, just society that our ancestors dreamed of.
You just heard there from the president of the Association of Caribbean Commissioners of Police, Mr. Darren Simmons. Good time to hear from you at 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. Good afternoon to you, Amanda. Hope all is well with you. Let's find out what is happening in the chat room.
Good afternoon, Tim. Good afternoon, NewsSpin. A few comments from here. A NewsSpinner says, that's not the first to be killed since the election in the USA. They are being killed one by one. A comment here reads, we all have to learn to agree to disagree and move on. A NewsSpinner says, the SLP wants to suppress freedom of speech in St. Lucia. A comment here reads, I have been at OKEU since 8:30 this morning with my son, still waiting for a bed to be admitted. Someone says, are they swinging from party to party like political prostitutes? A commentator reads, and that's why I love my NewsSpin. Team exposes all of them. I guess now Estefan's tune has changed. A NewsSpinner says, Estefan is like a Judas, just like King. We do not want traitors like them in our political party. A commentator reads, you turn back and eat your vomit, and now we can see you more dangerous than all the members of the Labour Party. A commentator reads, and that is why the people need to make informed decisions when voting. Someone says here, sadly, Stevenson King and Richard Frederick Mop and Bucket are not fit to be members of the SLP, but the past UWPs are. There is a long list of detractors waiting for the last moment to backslide. A commentator says, many more Flobbos do not get their way in Flobbo will join the Labour Party. The Prime Minister is boasting about that. Imagine that. NewsSpinner says, call PJP for me so he can listen to what has happened in Jamaica with regards to crime reduction. A NewsSpinner says, it's okay because let them leave on their own free will and accord. I'd rather have a team of 5 people who share in the vision of the collective versus 100 opportunistic snakes.
Thank you so much, Amanda. We have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, we have lost that call. 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. 716-2026. Somebody says there via WhatsApp. Let me try to access it. It says there, big up Jamaica. Progress is refreshing. Good day. And let's see if we have some more of your messages to go through. Please bear with me. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, why don't PJP use Labours to run for the Labour Party? Why is he so interested in United Workers' Party individuals running for his SLP? And we have another WhatsApp message. And this individual says, all he wanted was to hold onto the seat and power. He has done no real work in his constituency, nothing to show in 10 years. Feckless, faithless, faceless. That's the legacy of the so-called Blue Wave. And this is coming from Mr. Marcella Steed, better known as Bax, independent candidate for Castries North. We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you are on the air. Hello? Hello, good afternoon. I don't know. I suspect we have a slight problem there. We'll try to see what exactly is the problem. Okay, I suspect I know what's the problem. It's my fault. All right, let's see if we get this call on the air. Just give me 2 minutes or 2 seconds. All right, finally. Hello, you on the air?
Yes, Tim.
Yes, ma'am.
You were there. I never lost you.
Go ahead, please.
Timothy, I want to speak of the candidates that are going over to the SLP party, the UWP candidates, the failures. In 2021, no, I'll go as far back as the death of Sir John Compton. John Compton. From the time Sir John passed, Timothy, St. Lucia have been struggling for a political leader. We haven't had that in the past 30 years. We saw Kenny Anthony came And what happened? He didn't do much. I think what we can remember Kenny Anthony doing much of in that country was dividing the citizens of St. Lucia. Then Sir John came, he passed. We had Von Lewis, we had, that one was a total failure. He didn't bring nothing to the table. Then came Stevenson King. Nobody elected Stevenson King. He was appointed by the cabinet of ministers or whatever, because nobody voted for Stevenson King to be prime minister. Nothing came out of that. St. Lucia have been struggling and struggling and struggling for a good political leader to handle the affairs of our country. In 2016, we saw the emerge of Mr. Shasney. In 2015, when Kenny Anthony left our political arena, he had an interview with J.D. Jean-Pierre and he said something happened. He went as far as telling us what happened. He didn't go into the real detail, but he said the country couldn't borrow. We didn't have money. No financial institution was giving St. Lucia any money. And if you're smart and you listen to that interview, Tim, you will say that St. Lucia was broke at the time. That's 2015 leading into 2016. Okay, we had our elections. Everybody came together. They say Kenny couldn't do it. We took Kenny out from there. Mr. Shasney came in. First thing he did, he gave us that little break with the VAT. He reduced the VAT from 15%. He brought it down to 12.5%. We got that little break. The poor people could have gone in their pockets. They could have spent all over again. Okay, we go through all that. He did what he had to do. He took out St. Lucia off the blacklist. He went back to the financial institution. He went to see where he could get St. Lucia to breathe again because Kenny couldn't do it. They wasn't giving him any money until he succeeded. When he succeeded, he got that break, Tim. When people started trusting St. Lucia again for us to pay our bills, our debt, boom, came COVID. We weren't stopped. So the little revenue that we gyrated from the 3 years, from 2016 to 2018, 2019, the COVID came, it took that away. Okay, all that happened. 2021 general election came. But Timothy, I am telling you, with the switching over, I'm going back there. All these UWP surrogates, the ministers that didn't win their seat, they wanted to run back, and the people said that they did not want them. Let us give another person a chance. These people, in my opinion, no, that's not yours, Tim, that is me saying that. I believe these people were the one causing the Labour Party to bring down the reputation of the United Workers' Party. With corruption, because remember, Kenny was always in the corruption thing. You do this, that one do that, that one do that. Tainting the reputation of this great political party. And what Mr. Shasney did after the 2021 election, which they tried to damage, they tried to take UWP and send it in a river and drown them so that they would not come back. Mr. Shasney cleaned up the UWP party. He took out all the naysayers, those that were causing the problems, those that they were calling corrupt. You're too salty. So we have, like Kenny Anthony said, he had a new Labour team. So we have some new faces to bring to the electorate. Some new faces in the UWP party to give the people that hope. Hope is there for St. Lucians. So all of them can go. The corrupt ones, Philippe can take all of them because we see now he's entertaining all the corruption that is happening, and that they say that he say the CIP not giving accounts of nothing in the country. Everybody by now, St. Lucians' eyes supposed to be open to see what is happening to them there. We did not know in 2021. Stevenson King Cross, they did all the nonsense we did not do. They did that in the dark. Right now we are seeing. So tell Philip here what he is trying there. he will not work. It will not be in his favor. So tell him take all of them. Take all, Philip. Take all, because we know they have more to come. Take them. But I want St. Lucians to stay focused. Focus if you all want a good St. Lucia, good reputation, good governance. Stay focused, St. Lucians. Listen to what the opposition is telling you all. You can see they are not vulgar. They are not vulgar. Our chosen candidates, our endorsed candidates, they are attacking the policies. They are saying things that we need to hear that will benefit us. So stay focused, St. Lucians. Remain focused. And when that day comes, renew your ID cards. Do what you all have to do. Get up early in the day and go and vote to save your country. God exposed them already. Philip Pierre can hide. He can jump up. He can jump low. They exposed him already. The light is on him. He's a liar. And we need to get him out of our government. He and Ernest Healy, Stevenson King, Richard Frederick. These people are expired goods. They're ready to take down the reputation of our country. We cannot deal with that anymore. We are moving into a digital era. And to have this kind of filth representing St. Lucia's business, no. St. Lucians remain focused.
Okay, caller, watch your language. Don't call people filth. Okay, I mean.
Okay,
yeah, temper your language.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. You always have to be, on edge when this particular lady is speaking on the program. So, all right, let's see if we have another call. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Again, 716-2026. And in the meantime, let me see if I have a WhatsApp message. Somebody says there, good afternoon. The Bible says, he who is without sin cast the first stone. And let's see if we have some more of your WhatsApp messages. I'm worried. Somebody says there via WhatsApp. I agree the constant threats being made on lives, on Facebook, on evenings especially, on a particular individual who constantly threatens to beat Timothy Poleon. Not nice at all. Openly threatening people, unacceptable. Please do not call my name out. Of course, I will not. Let's see there if we have another WhatsApp message to go through. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, Este has shown it must be his way or no way. He loves the power and control. People no longer come to him, and he misses all that power. No more calling shot or boss man. And let's see if we have some more of your messages. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, we need to focus on issues, not on the party. We will know which party to support based on how they respond to our needs as a nation. And some more comments to go through. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, the other brother will follow the former speaker. He's already there, but has not shown his face. And somebody also says there via WhatsApp, okay. Let's see if we have another comment. Credit to Jamaica for tackling the crime head on. We need the full fact approach here in St. Lucia. And this president of the Association of Commissioners making reference to FAT means fairness, accountability, and transparency. And somebody says there via WhatsApp, please bear with me. We'll try to go through as many of them as possible. Tim, can you ask Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre to find out if Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness is a policeman, as crime is down in Jamaica? Well, definitely he's not a policeman, I could tell you that. Let's see there. Some more of your comments. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, great contribution from your previous caller. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Let's find out again if you have any comments in the chat room to go through. Good afternoon to you, Amanda.
Good afternoon again, Tim. Tim, a comment here reads, independent candidates. Do we truly have independent candidates vying for elected office? A new spinner says people think this is about Estifan flipping sides. Nah, that's just a distraction. The real boss is not even trying to hide anymore. He's running the whole show from the back. Watch closely. People are getting quiet, others suddenly switching sides, some getting pushed out. One man is calling the shots and he's not the prime minister. Trust me, this isn't politics as usual. This is a silent takeover, and when it all hits the fan, people will say we should have seen it coming. A commentary reads, guess we have zero fat policing in St. Lucia. A commentary reads, well, guess PJP can't use the regional crime level excuse anymore. Someone says Prime Minister Holness and his Minister of National Security, Mr. Chang, has done an incredible job in bringing down the crime rate in Jamaica. Leadership matters. A commentary reads, my people, do not be fooled. What you're seeing is only the surface. The real game isn't happening in front of the cameras. It's being played in the shadows, behind closed doors, where handshakes come with silence and favors. A new spinner says once the Flowers join the Labour Party, all is well. St. Lucians are not getting to be fooled for the interests of politicians' pockets. No integrity, no class.
Thank you so much, Amanda. We have another call. Good afternoon, NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Hi, good afternoon, Tim.
Yes, good afternoon to you, caller.
How you doing?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm blessed, thank you. One thing I want to say, I want St. Lucians to open their eyes to see what is going on in St. Lucia. Because presently, if they listen very well, what this Prime Minister is saying, it's a whole bunch of lies upon and deceiving the nation of St. Lucia. And the vision that Mr. Alan Chastney has for St. Lucia is a very good one. And, with the policy that he has laid out, you could see that's a man that has a vision, that has the ability to run the country. Because what this lady says there a while ago is very true. Okay? It's very true. Because Richard Frederick has been insulting women, disrespecting women. Philip J. Pierre has been lying to the people, have no respect to the people of St. Lucia. And not that alone, because what Ernest Hilaire did to the people of Banans Bay there, it is really a shame and disgraceful to see that you go into disconnect water on the people, disconnect the power on the people. How you expect for people to vote for you if it's so you're doing? So I want all solutions to open their eye and to make the right decision for when that day comes, so that we can have a brand new St. Lucia and St. Lucia can move forward. Okay?
Where are you calling from, sir? Where are you calling from?
From Dominica.
Okay, so you're a St. Lucian living in Dominica.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling.
You're welcome.
452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. As usual, you know that this is the most monitored talk show in the world. Somebody says there, Edmund Estifan has contested several elections, won 2 with the United Workers' Party and lost 1, and the people rejected him in the last election. Still want to contest again, but United Workers' Party endorsed Benson Emil. He now wants to represent Labour in Dennery South. He is not ready to serve the people, but it's all about him, selfish and greedy. That's according to a WhatsApp message. Let's see if we have some more of your comments to go through. Somebody says there, hi Tim, the road from Soufrière to Choiseul has lots of potholes. I had 3 burst tires so far. What am I paying road tax for? That's according to a WhatsApp message. Let's see if we have some more of your WhatsApp messages. Hello, I'm listening. Sorry, I'm listening on NewsSpin, and I just heard some WhatsApp message saying they will beat you. I want that person and everyone to know that I, so-and-so, he may not have height or legs like they said, but he have baka, and his aunt, who is crazy, crazier than crazy, will not let that happen. That's my aunt who's watching in the United States. Good afternoon to you, auntie. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages, and I had to edit this one, by the way. Let's go there. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Somebody says that St. Lucia is not unfamiliar with politicians switching sides. Everyone has the absolute right to change their minds on which political side they want to be on without being harassed. From George Odlum to Neville Stack to Peter Josie to Spider Montoot to Guy Joseph and Thurl Prudent, and I can go on. Political parties are vehicles through which we serve our country. Country must be before party every day of the week. And let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Somebody says there via WhatsApp. Tell them you have people who will fight for you, Tim. And let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Somebody says there via yet another contribution. Says there, good afternoon. With what is going on in St. Lucia, I'm scared for the life of Honorable Alan Chastney in the House. Many take examples from the U.S. to our own detriment. This is very concerning when people right to speak or make their choice is being undermined. This is the most monitored talk show in the world, still to come. Somebody says Tyson's death should be taken seriously. And of course, we have a whole lot more to share with you via your calls and your WhatsApp messages. We also have our NewsSpin question of the day, as well as the NewsSpin news of the day. Stay with us.
You know that feeling when you have an uncontrollable desire for fried chicken? That's the KFC. A substance that stimulates your senses to identify the aroma of our secret recipe or an extra crispy crunch from any distance. It's invisible to the naked eye, but you can feel it traveling throughout your body, taking control. All so you can enjoy a juicy bite of KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Hey LUCELEC, Sherry here. I've been hearing all about my account and its features. Can you really do all that?
Absolutely, Sherry. I'm Taisha, by the way. My account is your all-in-one power hub. You can check your bill. It's even emailed to you every month. Need a copy? You can download a PDF version anytime. You can manage multiple accounts and paying is a breeze. Use your card or opt for online bank payments. Thank you. Whatever suits you best. Keeping tabs on your energy use, you got it. Track your consumption, download payment records, and see how you stack up against previous months and others nearby.
Thanks for breaking it down A1, Taisha.
You got it, Sherry. My account puts the power in your hands. Remember, it's your energy, your way.
At Flow, loyalty pays back. Big time. That's why we're rewarding our customers with $400 in vouchers. That's like 6 months off your mobile bill, back in your pocket. Simply add mobile to your current home internet plan and claim your $400 in rewards today. At Flow, loyalty pays back. That's how we keep your rhythm flowing.
Have you had a stroke or symptoms like numbness, headaches, or back pain? When your body sends a warning, don't wait. MRI is the gold standard for seeing what other imaging can miss, like brain damage, spine issues, and early cancer. At La Clinique du Corps, we are the only center in St. Lucia offering the most advanced MRI technology, fast, radiation-free, expertly interpreted, and insurance accepted. Call 451-6559 or WhatsApp 721-9950. La Clinique du Corps, Center of Excellence, where quality meets expertise.
At First National Bank, we believe being first means putting you first. Your first home, we've got the mortgage. Starting your first business, count on our commercial loans. Dreaming of your first car? Drive it home today. Heading to college? Let's fund that first big step with a student loan. No matter the milestone, make First National Bank your first choice for all your loan needs. First in service, first in trust, first for you. Call us at 455-7000 or visit your nearest First National Bank branch today so we can help put you first. First National Bank, here for you.
The National Insurance Corporation is now even closer to you. We've opened a brand new branch at the Blue Coral Mall in the heart of Castries. Our new location is more spacious, more convenient, and designed with you in mind, making your visits faster, easier, and more comfortable. Whether you're submitting a claim, checking your contributions, or planning for retirement, we're here to serve you better. With branches on the Castries waterfront, Rodney Bay, Viewport, Soufriere, and now our brand new location at Blue Coral Mall in Castries. Getting service from the NIC has never been more convenient. So, visit us today. NIC, for the benefit of us all.
Let's Bet Sports is turning up the heat this CPL season with a sizzling on-ticket island-wide promotion. Bet just $10 online or in-store and score a letter coupon with every ticket. Collect the letters F, L, Y, and you're jetting off to an ultimate cricket experience at the CPL Finals in Guyana. An all-expense-paid trip for two, tickets to the finals, and $500 in your pocket. Plus, win match tickets, cricket jerseys, and cash prizes on the road to the finals. It's game time from August 4th to September 14th. Claim your prize at the SNL office in Gablewoods Mall, Castries. Play, win, fly to Guyana with Let's Bet Sports. Powered by the St. Lucia National Lottery. Terms and conditions apply. Your favorite event of the year is back. Project Chocolat presents Souk of Blood, the ultimate all-white experience, featuring Ola Tunje.
In the engine room, we go jam instead.
Umpa.
Press off your one drop.
Back to by TYP. I want to. To Soufriere, Saturday, October 4th, Souk of Blood. Also featuring Sir Lancelot, Hollywood HP, DJ Shocking, and hosted by MC Dornaville. Regular tickets $120, all-inclusive VIP $350. Very limited, no door sales. Available at the Cell Island-wide, Mambo's Bar in Soufriere, and 4circlestickets.com. Souk of Blood, Saturday, October 4th, from 7 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. Remember the dress code, all white.
The world's most monitored talk show, NewsSpin, is on Power 97.9 FM, also on the NewsSpin Facebook page and the NewsSpin YouTube channel. Recently, we heard from Mr. Oswald Augustine was calling on the authorities to account, in particular the government of St. Lucia and by extension the St. Lucia Air and Seaports Authority, regarding the purchasing of 2 fire appliances for $36.3 million, and that's according to an earlier issued press release by the St. Lucia Air and Seaports Authority. It has made a correction to this. It cites it as an error, and let me just go through the relevant part of that press release for the benefit of everyone, including Mr. Oswald Augustine, who I'm sure is monitoring this broadcast. It reads, in a bold move to enhance St. Lucia's emergency response capabilities and support the nation's frontline heroes, the government of St. Lucia officially handed over 2 state-of-the-art fire appliances to the St. Lucia Fire Service on Thursday, July the 17th, 2025. These appliances form part of a broader $36.3 million national investment in fire appliances and firefighting equipment, underscoring the government's unwavering commitment to public safety, disaster preparedness, and meeting international aviation standards. So, according to that release, the $36.3 million would not have been solely for the purchasing of 2 appliances, but it also includes, according to that release, a national investment in fire appliances and firefighting equipment, underscoring the government's unwavering commitment to public safety, disaster preparedness, and meeting international aviation standards. We have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Good afternoon, Mr. Poleon.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon to you.
Yes. I've always been following your show, but never get a chance to call. First of all, I'm calling as a St. Lucian to let you know how much I appreciate you for always letting us know what's going on, always keeping us updated as to what's taking place in St. Lucia.
Where are you calling from, ma'am?
Of all,
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from New York.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. And second of all, it saddens me a lot as a St. Lucian to hear all of these things taking place in St. Lucia. I am a true St. Lucian at heart wherever I go. I'm always concerned as to what's taking place in my country. And for over 20 years, I've been out of the country, but, always keeping in touch to know what's going on. And it's really, really, really sad, the crime situation, the politics of the country, how dirty it has become. In general, what is going on in St. Lucia, it's very, very bad. And I have no choice as a loyal St. Lucian. Whenever Philip J. Pierre rings the bell, as they say, have to leave every other thing behind and come to elect the United Workers' Party, which I think will do a much better job as to running the country. And when that time comes, I, for one, will be sure to be on a plane heading to St. Lucia to see, to try to help elect the United Workers' Party as the new government, I think, which will do a much better job in running St. Lucia. So I thank you for this opportunity to view my voice, and I pray to God that, St. Lucia do not remain under the leadership of the SLP government. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much for calling all the way from New York. I get a sense that this general election, unlike any other, will feature participation from a significant number of St. Lucians who are now living in the diaspora, coming to the island to vote for the party of their choice. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. Let's see there what you have to say via WhatsApp. Somebody says, why is it when someone crosses over to another party that they suddenly becomes a black sheep? To our first time, a new voters, and this type of labeling in a democracy is not appealing. Another call. Good afternoon. You are on the air. Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Yesterday, I met a gentleman at St. Jude's. He's an Christy and old farmer.
Mm-hmm.
And he said to me, pourquoi may vivre pour me joindre pension ça? Moi dit, tout le monde comment? Ou kay joindre pension là? Ou kay vivre pour So then he said to me again, pourquoi Alan Chasney kay bon ou pension ça? Because nous femmes nous travaillons ouais. Moi dit, monsieur Alan Chasney, si do we kay fait, il kay fait. Parce que monsieur Chasney qui nous était ouais synthéticien à chain. So depuis 2 weeks il fait. Ou kay joindre pension et pour ça vivre confortable.
Okay, merci beaucoup, madame. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. I think we have another caller. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air.
Tim.
Good afternoon to you, Rick.
How you doing, young man?
I'm okay, sir. How about you?
We were
would go into that. Tim, what do you think is demonstrably the main concern of the collective electorate at this point, just before an election?
I would like to believe it's the quality of leadership that is being provided to the country, generally speaking.
I'm a little uncomfortable in that.
Leadership in terms of making decisions that would positively impact the people of the country. Whether you're talking about crime, you're talking about healthcare, the management of the police force, leadership on the whole, the high cost of living, the poor housing that people experience, lack of potable water. All those things call for proper leadership to have a positive impact on the people. I think that's what it is. Because I think people will generally tell you, boy, I have a problem with corruption. I have a little problem there with crime. It has to do, I think, in my estimation, with poor leadership. That is what is affecting the people.
And by leadership, what you really mean is Prime Minister.
I'm talking about, what do I mean?
I said, and by leadership, I take it you mean Prime Minister.
Not Prime Minister alone. I mean the governance of the country. You have a cabinet of ministers. So not primarily the Prime Minister.
The buck stops at the Prime Minister's desk.
Yes.
So when you say leadership, excuse me, when you say our leader got to have a very, I mean, I would not consider any Prime Minister my leader on anything. Okay? So I have a little problem with your use of the word. I just want to make myself clear on that. Because we don't elect leaders, we elect prime ministers to office who are supposed to operate by our constitution.
Well, we don't elect prime ministers, Eric, as far as the constitution.
Well, we do in terms of the members of the House within the House.
And they are the ones who elect our prime minister for us.
Well, our prime minister, our representatives in the House pick a prime minister for us.
Yeah.
Which is stupid as you know what. And it's about high time we change that. It's stupid because every guy in the House there is looking for a little job in the cabinet.
Yeah.
And it's all for self. So by now we should have given some serious consideration as to whether it has served us to leave the choice of prime minister in the hands of a bunch of guys who really you didn't even know about before they came into office.
Yeah.
You knew nothing about them, and you probably still don't know anything about them. Their thinking, what they consider important. Do they read anything? But
Rick, it's our fault, eh? It's our fault that we don't know.
But Pam, I've been saying it all along. That's why I'm going now, please. That's what I'm saying now. So for a start, we should start calling those guys leaders and call them correctly the prime minister. We should also be thinking if by now, and by the way, you notice that no political leader, no party ever touches on subjects like that. Eh?
No, they don't.
No, they don't. Now, yesterday, very touching with Tyson.
And I don't think it's deliberate. I'm not making an excuse for any politician, but I think it's because of the environment in which we're existing right now. It does not lend itself for us to scrutinize those people properly, because I don't think it's solely the job of the media to do that or talk show host, but I think it's the responsibility of the entire citizenry, in particular the various institutions. You're talking about your NGO community, etc.
Well, now you mentioned media. It is the job of the media to provoke thinking in the community.
Yeah, but I said it's not the responsibility of the media.
There's no such thing as the only. There's always other things. I'm saying the job of the media is to provoke positive thinking among the community.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't had that for quite a while. The matter of the times we're living in, go back to the times of ever since independence. We have had the opportunity there to say, to reconsider how we get our prime minister. That's from 1979 to now.
But Rick, let me take you to something else, talking about the media. And, we have taken certain things for granted in St. Lucia. I want you to hack back to the period of, let's say, 1997, when Dr. Kenny Anthony first came on the scene. He came on the scene before that, but we're talking about as far as our audience. He really came on the scene in 1997, 96, 97. And I think one thing that we took for granted then is the vibrancy of the media. And I think that makes for an interesting story. Great reflection if we hack back to that period when you had a press conference of a Rick Wayne, of a Ernie Sion. You had from the Voice newspaper, a Guy Ellis, and people of that ilk.
Are you talking about...
And you had several newspapers. You had the Mirror, you had the Star, you had the Crusader, you had the Voice. A whole lot that we really took for granted compared to what we have right now.
Are you talking about that period when a certain senator said he was not going to vote for a bill because he didn't know anything about the bill? $4 million.
That too, Rick. That too. But I'm also talking about the vibrancy.
I said the period. Period.
Yes, that too.
That period. But anyway, let's get back to the important point you brought there. In other words, that we don't have a media as media is normally described. Okay. So there was all this thing about Tyson, and do we know yet, or has it been announced yet, how Tyson died?
No. Because
so we don't know how Tyson, the policeman, died.
Samples have been sent to a particular lab overseas, and we're supposed to get that result this week.
Do we know Kimberly, what's her name?
De Leon.
She's the wife of a police officer who was shot in the head while she and her children prepared for bed. We know all about that, right?
Yes.
Do you think Tyson has probably gotten better treatment than she has?
I don't know. I don't know if I could make the comparison.
I don't really want to make.
I don't want to make the comparison because, Rick, I think the Tyson issue is fresh in our minds right now. I don't know. I cannot remember what transpired between 2018 and
it's because it's fresh in our minds. I want to make a point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from day one, I have been saying about this is not an ordinary dog, and handlers are the ones responsible, and all that kind of stuff. We said from day one. And what happened yesterday was not what usually happens when police dogs are killed or even when they die normally.
Yeah.
They do all of that. But what I'm worried about, Tim, is that Tyson grabbed the attention. But in that whole conversation yesterday about Tyson, there was not one mention of the 17-year-old boy who was reportedly shot by a policeman in a vehicle.
Arnold,
a man who was another passenger, died, right?
No, it was only Arnold.
Another passenger.
It was only Arnold.
I said the other guy, there was a passenger who was killed.
No, it was only...
Three of them in the vehicle.
No, it was one killing, I think. Just Arnold.
One kill? Oh,
yeah.
Just one who got killed?
Yeah, just one.
There were only two people in that vehicle?
I think there were about maybe three, but only one got killed. That's Arnold.
Okay, that's correct. Okay.
Yeah.
That's correct. You're right. And you know that all that ever happened there was a traffic ticket was issued?
Yeah.
And you know the DPP has said certain things about that, which has been contradicted by a commissioner of police?
Yes, I can recall, yes.
And in the meanwhile, the boy's parents, mothers, siblings, whatever, have had to act as if that boy was a stray dog that died in the street. Well, that's too rough.
That's the reality as far as that incident is concerned.
Okay. The boy has been treated as if he were a stray dog that some vehicle hit in the street, was picked up, and the dog was buried or thrown on a dump, whatever it is. It's hardly any difference. Now, you can think, I wonder how that boy's parents, watching and hearing about Tyson, don't think I'm demeaning anything on Tyson. Tyson got what was supposed to get. But I'm saying in the same conversation of Tyson, I would have felt a little bit better had I heard a mention of the humans who have been treated worse than a street dog that got hit in the street. And I could go on, Kimberly, the 17-year-old, you can throw in some names to me. And if you were to go back 5 or 10 years, you'll find countless people who died and were treated like stray dogs on the street, Tim. It's rough. But that is the comparison that comes to mind. But that is not a factor in this election. What does that say about us as human beings?
What is not a factor in this election?
The fact that the justice system treats people as if they were stray dogs. And
Well,
I
I mean,
said
Rick,
yesterday was a fine opportunity.
Rick, don't fool yourself into believe that is not a factor in this election in terms of crime, in terms of the justice system.
Well, that's why I used the word demonstrably when I asked you the question, first of all.
Mhm.
Because if people really, really are concerned, they don't stop talking about things. They don't start agitating. You see what's going on in Nepal right now?
Yeah.
What happened? The whole city is being burned down because the government decided to cut off social media.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that. And the reaction was based on how dare you corrupt government officials. The best you can do is cut out social media. What is your motivation for that? So they went after the corrupt government officials. Are you with me?
Yes.
So that if we were sufficiently caring about Kimberly, if we were sufficiently caring about the 17-year-old, if we were sufficiently caring about Mrs. Williams walking around the street like a mad woman, and every system just laughing at all of us, because when you laugh at Mrs. Williams, you laugh at all of us, Tim. People who are in the hospitals and sitting around, the nurses overworked, and the only accountability we get for anything is what the minister says. We have no way of validating what any minister pretends to be accounting for, you know, Tim. Do we?
We don't. Clearly we don't.
Where can we go and really fact check the government?
And also people who want to even ask questions, not even cast aspersion, but ask questions of the authorities.
Yes.
Those people are vilified in certain instances. Those people are threatened with lawsuits. Those people, attempts are being made to intimidate those people. As if
you're cussed out.
Yeah.
Or you're cussed out. So accountability is supposed to be you showing me the books, not just reading what you want there, holding back what you want, and I can't go and sit down and take an hour to get my answers. Am I correct?
And there are so many things that are pending, Rick. Simple things that are pending.
Correct. And all we do in our complicity is forget it. And so we want to instead to discuss, what is the guy's name from Denry, that politician, what is his name?
Edmund Estifan?
Edmund Estifan.
No, not we don't too, but I'm just saying on NewsSpin we discuss all the issues, Rick. We do discuss all the issues, and that would include Kimberly Delio, that will include Arnold, that will include Tyson. We have a proud record.
Tim, I am not talking about we discuss the issues, come on, let's call Tim and whatnot. I gave you an example of what people do when they want action. And whoever wants to say, I am recommending the same, F them. Because whatever action is taken in protest against any government that spits in your eye as if you were a spittoon, you know, that is a government that needs to be dealt with in the fashion that we are seeing going around the world. You know, in every city of the United States right now, there are massive demonstrations going on. You aware of that?
I am very much aware of this, yes.
All around the world, people are saying to the politicians, we ain't taking it no more. We're not taking it anymore. And whatever government that wants or people with aspirations to get into office ought to be worried to death that if they come there and screw up, Judge Odlum, I want to say now, was very prescient. At the time, I thought, goody, you know, how could Judge say something like that? Judge Odlum said in 1974, the people have been fooled too many times by the politicians. 1974. And he was saying already, the people have been fooled too many times, so you know how long it's been going on. by the politicians. The next batch of politicians who fool the people ought to be hanged in the square. Well, I don't believe in capital punishment. I don't believe in taking lives. So I can't be consistent with George. But we should know that in any politician, and we should know we're putting things in place, that politicians have no choice but to be accountable, and that they dealt with swiftly, and there's no, limitation.
Statute
you
of
find
limitation.
them and put down the special jail sentences for them. Special jail. In other words, if they committed fraud, you don't treat them like the regular guy who committed fraud. So either people, we would remove. Kenny Anthony said it again. I keep on saying Kenny Anthony. Kenny Anthony in 2011 said we were too lax in the way we choose ministers, MPs. We are too lax. And we should be in a position other than just go into the voting booth or make them pay for it, whoever they have on their slate that we have a problem with. We should make them pay for presenting that particular candidate, because that is an insult to have people as candidates for general elections, candidates for government, who have records, their personal record, their background, is not in keeping with the highest levels expected of people, let alone people in government, Tim. We don't care. How many politicians have we heard? And reputation is everything. How many politicians have we heard have been involved in rape? How many politicians? I remember a particular politician in Soufrière. On the eve of election, was in a drunken fight in Soufrière with the town clerk. He got elected. So we keep doing that to ourselves. Somebody asked me from overseas today, a concern St. Lucia. How do I think we can change St. Lucia? There's no one answer to that, and any guy who pretends to know, even know, is an idiot. Because it is so bad, and it's heading for the precipice. I don't think we are smart enough, or care enough, or think enough, or focused enough to realize we're heading for the precipice. Our people, our young people, are nothing like what they used to be at a certain time when everybody had aspirations. Our kids generally have no aspirations, and those who have those aspirations have no faith that those aspirations will be realized, especially if the wrong party is in office. That is the kind of living we have and are tolerating and are being complicit with him. So these are the thoughts that occurred to me when I was listening to the whole thing about Tyson. We talk about how Tyson, of course we want to know how Tyson died. But why aren't you making some noise about who is the handler of Tyson? Why don't we know who was Tyson's handler? Why hasn't this guy come on TV and said a few things to reassure us, especially if he's done nothing wrong? We don't know who he is in tiny little St. Lucia. Oh God, it's almost getting on the point of racism. I watched that ceremony, and you couldn't even bear to keep it going. You cut it up quickly. When the French ambassador,
Francis Etienne,
the guy was crying. Everybody kept saying he was emotional. The guy was crying, crying. A white man crying over a dog that got murdered, a dog. And what we're busy. What are we doing? We're just looking at and we're commenting.
And everybody else, to use a big word, everybody else dealt with the issue in a perfunctory manner, as if, let's just get this out of the way and let us move on.
Well, we should not let them get it out of the way, Tim, and that's what I'm saying. And all those people who call your show and promise to take care of you if anybody try to beat you up, that's nice. That's nice. But when I was talking to you a couple of days ago, and I was talking about being country first. Country first is not your job, and country first is being a good citizen, and a good citizen does not stand for crap. And if a good citizen cannot do it by himself, he should try to get 50 and make some noise. And if noise is not good enough, rattle some things, Tim. Because it appears to me that around the world nowadays, politicians have become so corrupt that the only way to get them to stop it is to get them out in the worst way. And these people are going up against guns. Meanwhile, we're talking about voodoo and a vehicle that went over Monsignor and sleeping in the cemetery and all this kind of bullshit like a bunch of primitives. When what we have to, all we're doing there is finding excuses not to act. The crooked politicians ought to be afraid of straight-thinking citizens.
Thank you so much, Rick. Thank you so much. This is the most monitored talk show in the world, and it is called NewsSpin. Still to come, some more of your calls and your WhatsApp messages, so please stay with us. And that includes somebody saying that Tyson's death should be taken seriously. Back in just a bit.
We're just finished dinner, and before we all head off, let's do something very important. Let's go over our hurricane prep list. We need food, water, medicine, important documents. What else? Right, the generator. This year, I'm not taking any chances. I'm getting ours from Europa Hardware in Massad Grocery. Best prices around, and believe me, I don't want to hear, "Daddy, the Wi-Fi's down," when the power's out. Keep your family comfortable. Get your generator at Europa Hardware. Call us today at 452-0763. Europa Hardware, located in Massad Grocery. We service what we sell.
LUCELEC wishes to advise customers and the public that its customer service office at the Carolec building in San Souci remains closed to facilitate urgent maintenance. The LUCELEC Rodney Bay and Vieux-Fort offices are open to serve customers, and the kiosk in the Blue Coral Mall is available for all services except payments. Customers who wish to make payments during this closure are encouraged to access the My Account service at myaccount.lucelec.com. Sure Pays online and walk-in service options, or participating financial institutions. Payments made via SurePay and My Account Direct on weekdays from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. will be processed to customer accounts the same day. Payments made after 4 p.m. will be processed the next business day. For account balances, please dial the automated account inquiry service line at 457-4433. Customers can access other LUCELEC services by using the virtual service desk at lucelec.com. The management of LUCELEC deeply regrets any inconvenience caused by this closure and thanks its valued customers for their patience and understanding.
Tired of sky-high bills and a planet on the brink? It's time to go green without burning your pockets. At First National Bank, we are here to make saving the planet affordable. Whether you're installing solar panels, purchasing a water tank, upgrading to an inverter AC, or buying a hybrid vehicle, we've got the green to help you go green. Fast approval, low interest rates, and Mother Nature approved. Your future self will thank you. Visit firstnationalbankonline.com or call 455-7000 for more information to help you turn your green dreams into clean realities. First National Bank, here for you.
It's in the feeling in our we talk. It's in the meaning in our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are, 'cause the rhythm of life keeps pumping. Together going strong, no matter what, we keep things flowing. People, we will go all in. Our hands up in the sky, celebrating. Come, let your rhythm flow.
You know that feeling when you have an uncontrollable desire for fried chicken? That's the KFC. A substance that stimulates your senses to identify the aroma of our secret recipe or an extra crispy crunch from any distance. It's invisible to the naked eye, but you can feel it traveling throughout your body, taking control, all so you can enjoy a juicy bite of KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
Have you had a stroke or symptoms like numbness, headaches, or back pain? When your body sends a warning, don't wait. MRI is the gold standard for seeing what other imaging can miss, like brain damage, spine issues, and early cancer. At La Clinique du Corps, we are the only center in St. Lucia offering the most advanced MRI technology. Fast, radiation-free, expertly interpreted, and insurance accepted. Call 451-6559 or WhatsApp 721-9950. La Clinique du Corps, Center of Excellence, where quality meets expertise.
Yes. That was the Lucia Top 5 for Carnival 2025. Yes. Welcome back to Real Men Take Charge, guys. Real Men Check Up.
To all my listeners out there, visit a men's health clinic in your area today.
PSA checkups are now free.
It's private, it's quick, it's efficient, and convenient.
Music touches the soul, but health keeps the rhythm going. Fellas, it's time to check your PSA levels. It's free, it's simple, it can save your life.
Brothers, do you not know that your bodies are the temples of the Holy Spirit? Let us be wise stewards of our lives. Prostate test saves lives. Let us not wait until it is too late.
To be a champion, you need to show up for yourself. I'm encouraging every man to take the step. Get checked. Stay strong. Do it for the team. Do it for your family.
My daddy is a hero, and I want him around for a very long time. Daddy, if you care about me, please take care of your health.
I faced colon and prostate cancer head on, and I'm still standing. Early detection saved my life. If I can do it, so can you. Don't wait. Get tested. It's free, it's simple, and it will definitely save your life also.
Real men.
Real men.
Real men take charge.
Real men check up.
The National Insurance Corporation is now even closer to you. We've opened a brand new branch at the Blue Coral Mall in the heart of Castries. Our new location is more spacious, more convenient, and designed with you in mind, making your visits faster, easier, and more comfortable. Whether you're submitting a claim, checking your contributions, or planning for retirement, we're here to serve you better. With branches on the Castries waterfront, Rodney Bay, Viewport, Soufriere, and now our brand new location at Blue Coral Mall in Castries. Getting service from the NIC has never been more convenient. So, visit us today, NIC, for the benefit of us all.
Need branded apparel that looks sharp and shows up on time? Welcome to Imprinted Designs, where every stitch counts. We specialize in custom embroidery and t-shirt printing for businesses, teams, events, you name it. From embroidered logos on polished Oxford shirts, available in a variety of colors for men and women, to bold, high-quality printed tees that turn heads, we do it all. Bring your own shirts or choose from ours. Small runs, big orders, rush jobs, no problem. At Imprinted Designs, we're built for speed, efficiency, and clean professional results delivered on time, every time. So if you want your brand to stand out, not wait around, come down to Imprinted Designs at the Valmore Plaza or hit us up at 451-2920 or email address imprinteddesignsSLU@gmail.com. Imprinted Designs, where every stitch counts.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world. LUCELEC wishes to advise customers and the public of the early closure of all its customer service offices, and that is on Friday, the 12th of September 2025, at the following times: VA4 office, 10 a.m., Rodney Bay office, and the Blue Coral Mall kiosk, 11 o'clock in the morning. This closure is necessary to facilitate staff participation at a department meeting. The Rodney Bay office will reopen on Saturday, September the That should be on Saturday coming from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Normal business will resume at all locations on Monday, September 15th, 2025 at 8 o'clock in the morning. During the closure, all options for conducting business with LUCELEC remotely, and that includes the automated account inquiry service at 457-4433 for bill balances and myaccount.lucelec.com for information or account information, and to make online bill payments will remain available, and customers are encouraged to use those. The management of LUCELEC regrets any inconvenience this early closure may cause and would like to thank their customers for their patience and understanding. And now somebody said that Tyson's death should be taken seriously. Let's listen.
The situation we're facing is a lot more serious than people think, because do not think that the canine Tyson just died just so. It wasn't a natural death. There's a reason for that. Why would somebody want to kill a dog that is more of a detective than a human being can ever be? You know, Andre, you may not see the connection with you, and I may not see the connection between our lives and Tyson. But the gun that Tyson detected could have been the gun that was on the street that would have shot me. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Who will want that dog dead? You and I will not, because we are law-abiding citizens and we're looking for protection. The Minister of Crime Prevention said that there is a high-level crime network in this country. Jeremiah Norbert said that. The question I want to ask is, who are the people in that high-level crime network? Because it is not an accident where you're telling me, common sense will tell you the more you can beef up your security, the better it is. You're going to dismantle a canine unit. All of a sudden, your scanner's not working. Andre, you can tell me it is accident, you can tell me what you want. There is a reason for that. Yeah. And there's a lot we just take for granted in this country.
You just heard there from Leonard Spider-Motut, the Public Relations Officer of the Opposition, UWP, speaking on the program Meet the Opposition. Let's see if we have some of your WhatsApp messages I could quickly go through before we conclude the broadcast. Somebody says, coming from VA4 North since 2005, the residents of Vigier have been waiting for better roads and nothing has been done yet with the deplorable road conditions. We have a call. Good afternoon, NewsSpin. You are on the air. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Good afternoon.
Yes,
good
ma'am.
Afternoon, Timothy.
Good afternoon to you, caller.
How are you?
I'm okay. How about you?
Fine, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Timothy, I was listening to the Prime Minister last night, and I was a bit disappointed. However, I would like to inform the United Workers' Party, the opposition, that I've noticed that the same strategy used last time for the elections is trying to be used this time. Don't let it fool them. That's a detour. Don't let it fool them. Yes, a lot of persons will leave. Yes, they had to leave because that's the only way you can clean out. Allow them to leave. Please do not spill dirty beans. Don't let them go. Let them go. Allow them to go. But don't go into, the dirty washing of linen and so. Don't go into that. Focus on what you all want to do for the country. Another thing I noticed too was the Prime Minister was so petty. I mean, you're not teaching a kindergarten, or you're not teaching 2 or 3 year olds. You're talking to grown-ups, and he need to get his act a little better. I was not impressed at all, and he's saying he's not a economist and all. So what are you doing there? It's best we put a high school student there and finish with that, because you're not a police, you're not an economist, you're not an accountant, you're not nothing. It was frustrating listening to him. I mean, he's somebody that's likable, but I think he should come out a little better. And another thing I noticed too, that he had distractions on a certain side. And these were the gentlemen who are not in his party, but still in his party, but still running for his side, but not on his side. This is so confusing. It seems to be the same replica, the same rhetoric, of what happened the last time. Please, opposition, focus on what is right. Do not go into quarreling and go right back and forward. No, every person has their own way of thinking. If they would like to leave the party, allow them to leave. This is a grown man, not a little child. These are grown people, not little children. So allow them to leave if they want to leave. If those want to be accepted into the party, you have to have due diligence. You have to check on them, find out about them. But these are grown-up people, and if the person doesn't want to stay in the party anymore for whatever reason, allow them to go. But please do not have the dirty washing of linen or anything like that. Please don't do it, because it makes the party look bad, and then you're going to. Right now, I think the opposition is standing very good, and if you all continue as you all were doing, for instance, today I noticed there was a meet the opposition, and during that time they didn't take in any calls, which was good. So then they were able to talk about issues, pertinent issues, and they were not distracted. So please continue on a very high and straight level, and you all will do well. Now, one thing I noticed to Timothy. Mm-hmm. Timothy, you cannot please everybody. You cannot please everybody. You were worried about the dog. It was sad how the dog died, and you were at it. And yes, they gave the dog his due, what he deserved. And now people will come and tell you, but you didn't talk about this person, and you didn't talk about that person. Timothy, you've been talking about everybody. I think sometimes people try to hear you talking. So let me tell you, you did your best. Yes, the dog got a send-off. Okay, let's move on, and let us continue talking about those persons who've not, they've not received what they're supposed to get, because they died and they didn't receive it. But you can still continue talking about them. But people down in a new one, you get this and you did. Timothy, you worked hard at it. Yes, the dog got his due. So leave that alone and just continue, move on. Okay, and Timothy, and one more thing. Mm-hmm. Do you have special persons on your team?
What do you mean?
Because I noticed, some people getting 20 minutes. Just after that is ads. By the time ads finish, you're ready to close down, eh?
You just said I can't please everybody. I can't please you.
Some people have privilege and some people don't. Maybe I need to probably bleach my skin or something.
Caller, you like too much rule, okay?
Timothy, have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for calling. Somebody says that Tyson's case got the treatment it got because of the involvement of the French government. That is the difference. Amanda, final update from you. What's happening in the chat room?
Tim, a few comments from earlier. NewsSpin says Guy Joseph said voters have to wait until UWP gets in power to correct some of the injustices inflicted by the SLP on the citizens. While I may agree this is true, there are some immediate steps that the UWP can do to correct some of these injustices while they are in opposition, to show the electorate that they are serious about taking action. Example, sending the impacts report to the ICC. A commentary reads, Rick, it is not a case of we forgetting, but there are so many issues with this government. Before you finish dealing with 1, 2, 3, or even 4 other issues surface. A NewsSpin says there accountability and transparency. That's what we need. A commentary reads, politicians are not leaders, they are misleaders. We should allow them to be the head into taking the country into a new level, but not to be ahead for us to follow. Someone says there are many talks for some people this election, but at what cost to the people of St. Lucia who really needs healthcare, economic activity, safety, especially for those who can't help themselves. A commentary reads, oh yes, we need to change that ASAP. The fact that political leaders automatically becomes the prime minister is ludicrous. NewsSpinner says I predict a high voter turnout at the next general election, and it will be in favor of the UWP. Remember, a lot of UWP supporters did not go out and vote, and this time around they will find themselves on the lines very early on election day. A commentary reads, definitely team, the foreign nationals will be in full effect. A commentary reads, that's not what Mondi said. A good try, Slasper. Someone says there, the politicians are not really concerned about the development of the country and its people. It's all about their own personal gain, so they switch from party to party to suit their egos. Commentary reads, but Tim, it's not what you do or say, it's how you say and do it when you do it. A commentary says, when all When all you know is to be a politician, you can only be that, keeping people divided. And the commentary says the voters need to let these disgusting politicians know that the power is and will always be in the hands of the people. A few commentary on YouTube, it reads, Team, I agree with your statement concerning the support for whatever political party you want without any fear of being beaten or blacklisted. Another comment via YouTube, it reads, Team, I saw something devastated and heartbreaking on a live stream yesterday in America. Charlie Cook was assassinated because of his political affiliation and his beliefs. A commentary says it seems prudent to me that a candidate gets changed if it looks like he or she will get defeated. And the commentary via YouTube, it reads, what is the vision that Alan has? I have not heard of it. Folks keep repeating that, but I have yet to see that vision. That's it from me, team.
All right. Thank you so much, Amanda, for your final update. Some information to share with you. The Jamaican Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness, just won the general election on behalf of the Jamaica Labour Party on September the 3rd. He will be sworn in on Tuesday of next week. So Dr. Andrew Holness, Jamaica Prime Minister, to be sworn in on Tuesday. And this is in the aftermath of the September 3rd general election over in his country. The NewsSpin question of the day. The NewsSpin question of the day, it reads, why didn't any St. Lucia government minister pay tribute to Tyson at its funeral service? Why didn't any St. Lucia government minister pay tribute to Tyson at its funeral service yesterday? The NewsSpin question of the day. One such individual who paid tribute, emotionally at that, is the French ambassador, Mr. Francis Etienne. In case you missed it, let's listen and watch.
There's a force within the force. The force comes from the energy, the courage, the determination, the devotion to duty, which is embodied in each and every of you, in him too. It's a day where we honor, and it's a day which is not without emotion. My mind is sincere. It is strange for you to see someone move because of a dog, but as said before, it's much more than a dog. So I pay tribute, and we will go on. We will make sure that the contribution already demonstrated by Tyson lies goes on, and the fight against crime unites us, and we will go on. Thank you.
Outgoing French ambassador to St. Lucia, the OECS, and Barbados. He is Mr. Francis Etienne. Finally, the NewsSpin news of the day. It reads, NASA bans Chinese nationals from working on its space programs. NASA bans Chinese nationals from working on its space programs. That's the broadcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. My name is Timothy Poleon, saying goodbye. Don't forget to like the video, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and click the notification bell. You must help the channel to grow. Goodbye, everyone, and take care.